Okay everyone, we've got an absolutely massive plane to unbox today. This is a 1:100 scale Boeing 777. It's a British Airways one. It's absolutely huge. I've actually already taken it out, but I wanted to unbox it again on camera just to show you how it's packaged and what's inside. So let's take a look. So as you notice, the first thing we see is that it's got loads of black foam inside, which is good sign that they are protecting the whole thing. But as we start to unveil the packaging inside, we see they've got all these like extra foam covers for the wings and stuff, and the wings look absolutely huge, don't they? I've never seen wings so big like this. So let's just take the first one out and have a look at it on camera. So just look at the size of this. Isn't this incredible? Like it's the engine can almost fit into my hand like that. It's the scale is so impressive. But there we go. So that's one of the wings. Sometimes you do see if I adjust the focus, you do see like little black specks of dust on the wings. I think that's the black foam from the inside, but if you just wipe that off, it all does come off quite easily. But there we go. So that's one of the wings. I'll just put that behind. And if we take this cover out, we can have a look at the other wing. There we go. So it's really well packaged. Definitely the 1 to 200 scale ones don't come this well packaged with each individual piece protected, but there we are. We'll have a look at that wing later on. And now, for the most exciting part, if we take this foam piece out, the foam is absolutely huge here, But if I just take this out, there we go. Then we can see the most impressive feature inside, which is the main fuselage. So this again is absolutely massive. I'll just take this out carefully. Don't want to drop it everywhere because this is quite expensive, but oh dear, look at this. The scale of this is absolutely colossal, and I've never had a plane this big before. It's quite difficult to show it here with the box in front, so let me just take this out and I'll put it together and we can have a look at it in a moment. But then again, the rest of the inside, well, we've got the landing gears up here, I'll just take them out. Again, I have already unpackaged this, so that's why it's not all in one box. And then we've got the screws for the stand, so there we are. And then the stand itself is also really impressive, so let's just take that out. There we go. Really nice. I think it's almost like a mahogany wood or orangey wood colour. It's really nice, and it's got a big metal thing at the top for the plane to sit on. So this is again a massive stand. Alright, so let's get rid of the box and then we'll put it together. So, okay, I think I've got everything in there. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now, if we want to actually put the plane together, well, where do we start off with? Because it's such a big model, it's almost difficult to know where we start. But how I did it before was, I got a fuselage and just slot the wings in, almost like a snap fit model. So, we've got like the little slot there, and the wing goes in, just eases in quite nicely. You do have to sort of push it in a little bit, just until it's nice and flush there. So that's fully in now, so that's good. And then we can do the same with the other wing too, like so. Again, it's difficult to show the correct angle to the camera because it's so big, but there we go. If I do that, you can actually see it going. Whoops. Okay. So I think that does go in a bit more. Let me see. Sometimes it's difficult as well because of the scale of it, just to squeeze it in nicely. It's okay, I think that's in properly, but there we go. So the model itself looks like this now, and as you can see, the scale of it is totally colossal. Like you can see, that's the front of it, and I'm struggling to hold it. It's really heavy as well, but there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and carefully now put this on the stand. So here's our stand, hopefully it's in frame correctly. So then, what we have to do is, we have to put it on like that, and then screw it in from the inside. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the plane upside down, and then put on the stand like this. I think this will be easier, just so I can get the screws better. But there we go. So it is quite a challenge to put together. So there are 2 holes in the stand, and each one you put a screw in. So that screws the plane to the stand. So it's not like one of the traditional stands you find with the 1 to 200 models. You have to screw it in just so it's, you know, really securely fastened to the stand, because otherwise you don't want the plane to fall off this. That's not going in, but I don't know why that's having some trouble getting it in there. But oh, I think that's going in now. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we just screw that in nicely and then tighten it like that. Okay, so they're both nice and tight. So that's now the stand applied correctly to the airplane. So now, if we now put this upright, we can look at it properly. So, oh, there we go. It's quite heavy, but there we go. So that's the plane. As you can see, absolutely colossal this is. The size is truly impressive. I mean, look, this is my hand, and I can just grab the whole fuselage as if it's, you know, someone else's hand in the way, or someone else's arm, and it's just, the scale of this is massive. I think it's about 70 centimeters long in total. But yeah, truly the scale of this is so impressive. I'm very pleased to have bought this model. But there we go. So let's now put the landing gears on. So I think these ones go... Ooh, let's see actually. If I just drag this closer to me and then I'll put them on. Okay, I think these ones go this side. So kind of like the old Hogan models, you just sort of push the landing gears in and they just fit nicely. Although I'm not sure that one's going in. Yeah, I have got the right around. This does go on this side, but... Oh, there we go. Yep, that's gone in nicely. And if I put the other one in, so let me just put that in and then you can see it. I think in the moment I'll also unscrew it again just to put it on the ground and you can see what it looks like with the landing gears deployed. But so they're the... Oh, whoops, I'm hitting the camera. So yeah, they're the main landing gears on, and if we put the nose landing gear on, the nose landing gear still is also really big as well. You know, it's it's the size of one of my fingers almost, which is quite an unusual sight for model airplanes. So there we go, like that. And I think there might even be a magnet which sort of holds it up there, because I didn't have to push it up there much. And oh, well, I say that. I sort of just pull it in. I pull it in there and it just sort of stays there. So there may or may not be a magnet that keeps it there, but who knows? You know, it's not going to fall out that easily, so that's really nice. But yeah, so this is the 777-300, or ER, Extended Range 300. So there's the airplane. The size of it is colossal. We'll take a close look at some of the fuselage, I think, just so you can get a look at the details. So let me do that now. So let's zoom in. So we can see the fuselage. It's, well, typical for British Airways, you know, nothing unusual here. Over here we can see, you know, the nice ribbon painted on. We've got the "To Fly to Serve" insignia, got the British Airways logo, all these like cargo doors and everything. We've got the pitot tubes at the front there. One thing I noticed is that this plane, because it's so heavy and so big, you know, it does sort of like wobble on its stand a little bit, so I'm trying to keep it still, but there we are. A really nice thing is that the engines also spin as well, so I might try and find something to poke the engine with. Okay, I think this will do. I've just got a little toy plane here, so if you look inside the engines, let's have a look. So hopefully you can see inside there, but if you can clearly see the engines are moving around. That's a really nice feature as well. It would almost be a shame for such a big plane if they had the engine blades not moving, but there we go. And then on the other side, it's mostly just the same, but there we go. And we can actually see the General Electric sign on the engines there as well. So these engines must be made by General Electric. And then towards the back of the plane, if I just adjust the focus, what we have is, well, we have Royal Mail, we have the Golf Sierra Tango Bravo Hotel registration and Boeing 777. We've got the door there, and then at the very back we can see the APU, so that's nicely painted on there as well. And then we've got the BH registration at the top there. Okay, and one thing I'll show you just before I forget actually, is at the very front, actually it's a bit difficult to see, but it does say TBH at the top there. Maybe you can see that on camera, I'm not sure, but it does say TBH at the top there. So that's the shorthand registration again. Okay, so now finally I'll just unscrew it again, and then I'll show you the model just sitting on the ground. I think it's coming undone. Yeah. This one's a bit tight. Oh no, there we go, it's coming undone. Okay, let's try not to drop the plane anywhere. There we go. Okay, let's get rid of the stand. So if I now put the model down, there we go. This is what it looks like when the model's on the table. Let's angle the camera down. There we go. We can see. And the nice thing about this is that it does roll backwards and forwards as well. Quite nicely. This works quite smooth. There we go. Rolls nicely. Absolutely huge, as I keep saying, but yeah, there we go. Let's just look at the front of the plane once again. Oh yeah, so we do have TBH written on the landing gear cover as well there. And if we look at the very front, I think we can see it there. So TBH and the cockpit and a little dot there as well, so that's really nice. Okay, I think that's all I have to show for this model. As I can say, absolutely huge. Very, very happy to have this model. I think if you were handling this, if you had one for yourselves, don't pick it up by the wings just because it is so heavy. You don't want it to snap anywhere, so I would recommend holding it by the fuselage with both hands, sort of, like this. And then that way you're not going to damage it as well, because it's so heavy. If you pick it up by the wings, then it could just break where they're connected or fall apart, and you don't really want that. But there we go, so that's the 777-300 1:100 scale as well, so my biggest plane yet this is. But yeah, thank you very much for watching.